Hello and welcome to Host a Heist Dinner Party, a play guide video. Introduction. Host a Heist Dinner Party follows the tradition of dinner party games. This is a game meant to take place over the course of a dinner. The host explains the backstory to everyone. Loki, a thief, has stolen the sword of Avalon. The players work together to perform a heist to return the sword to the city over the course of a dinner. Players discuss how they will get into Loki's estate, get past the guard, get past the security dog, and bypass the security system. The players can roleplay the various characters such as the team leader, safecracker, security system specialist, guard, and designated driver. Host dinner party game genre. The murder mystery game Wink Murder debuted in the early 20th century where one player is selected as a murderer and can kill other players by winking at them. In 1937, the first murder mystery game debuted, Jury Box. In Jury Box, the players are jurors who are given a murder scenario and evidence of a crime scene presented by the prosecutor and defendant. The players deliberate whether the defendant is guilty or not. Clue was the first murder mystery board game in 1948, where players raced to identify a killer. In the 1980s, how to host role-playing murder mystery games were created. The scenarios were simple, the acting directions minimal, and it relied on impromptu responses to questions. Host a Heist Dinner Party Setup and Objective. The objective of Host a Heist is it is a cooperative game where the object is to get onto Loki's estate, get past the guard dog, and bypass the security system. Then, the players try to crack the safe to retrieve the mighty sword of Avalon. The game ends when either the safe is cracked or the players have failed in one of their objectives. The players collectively win if they have reached the safe and cracked it, retrieving the sword. Otherwise, the players have collectively failed some part of the mission. Gameplay. Gameplay is broken down into 6 basic parts. The intro story, the 3 challenges, getting onto the Loki estate, Helblindi, Fenrir, the security system, and cracking the safe. The introduction story. The city of Avalon was founded hundreds of years ago. The mighty sword of Avalon was crafted by its finest weaponsmiths. It has a great sentimental value and was the pride and joy of its citizens. They used it in ceremonies and events. It was crafted from the finest steel and has a jewel-encrusted hilt. The sword has been passed down through the generations. It has come to represent the heart and soul of Avalon. The sword was stolen from the city reliquary in a daring caper. The players are a team of investigators. Our heroes have learned of recent evidence that implicates the thief who goes by the nickname Loki. As the thief who stole the mighty sword of Avalon, the players will plan to execute a heist to recover the ceremonial sword from Loki and return it back to the city of Avalon, restoring the respect of its citizens. Loki's secluded estate is protected by a guard, a Rottweiler, and a security system. The sword is in a large 6-foot safe on the estate, and mustering their wit and cunning, the players plan a heist to retrieve the mighty sword of Avalon. Party roles. The players can pick from any of the following characters and are welcome to create new roles. An acrobat who is stealthy and good at climbing, an animal trainer whose specialized knowledge about animals will be useful, an arms specialist who knows about weapons and small munitions, a choreographer who coordinates the team movements, a computer hacker that knows about computer software and electronics, the designated driver who gets the team to and from the estate, an engineering specialist who specializes in home architectures and structures, a guard, the team guard at arms and martial arts expert, the lookout, who is the lookout and communications expert, a safecracker who is knowledgeable about safes, a scout who's a tracker and naturalist, a security system specialist who knows about home security systems, and a team lead who is a master planner. Challenge number 1, getting to Loki's estate. Loki is a private, reclusive individual. Loki's estate is in a secluded rural area off a lonely country road in a wooded area. His mansion has 3 garages, a pool, and 26 rooms. Loki is often home but travels regularly. The estate has security cameras located at the porch entrance, pool, and portico. The nearest home is miles away. A drive to the nearest town is 6 miles away. The players need to plan how they would get onto the grounds and get into the home. Challenge number 2, bypass Helblindi, the guard. The Loki estate has one armed security guard, Helblindi, who lives on the estate. He doubles as Loki's assistant and the grounds caretaker. Helblindi has access to firearms and may shoot on sight if trouble is encountered. He has a daily seasonal routine caring for the estate and regular patrol route. He takes trips into town to get groceries and sundry goods. The players need to plan how to deal with Helblindi, the guard. Fenrir, the guard dog. Loki has a black and tan guard dog named Fenrir. It's a sturdy, trained Rottweiler. Fenrir is 3 years old, weighs 110 pounds or 50 kilograms, and is in its prime. It has a front right leg injury from the past, but can still run. He will bark at any stranger it sees, which will alert Helblindi, the home guard. Fenrir will attack to detain an intruder. Fenrir has a free range of the grounds. It does not have any regular routine. The players need to plan how to deal with Fenrir, the guard dog. In bypassing any of those 3 previous challenges, players read each story challenge and discuss as a group how they would overcome it. This is an open-ended dinner conversation, and any reasonable suggestion can be tried. To test an attempt, reveal a tech deck card and compare its value to the following and determine the results. If you reveal a card of value 1 through 4, the attempt fails, and the players need to pick and succeed at a failure test. If you fail 3 attempts, your mission fails. If you succeed the failure test, you can try again with a different approach. If you reveal a card of value 5 through 9, something went wrong. The attempt goes awry. It doesn't work, however, you can try something else. Discuss again and propose a different viable alternative to draw another card. If you reveal a card of value 10 through 13, you succeed. Proceed to the next chapter of the story. Failure tests. To do a failure test, select one of the following that the group has to perform that hasn't been picked yet. The rotate test. A player balances a tech deck card on their index finger, and another player must turn the card 360 degrees using only their index finger. The backhand test. One person puts a tech deck card on the back of their hand and must transfer that card to the back of another person's hand without touching their hand, the other person's hand. The flick test. Put a tech deck card on your thumb and index finger as if you're flicking a coin, and then flick it like you're flicking a coin. It must then land into another person's open hand. Hold my finger test. You put a tech deck card on the tip of your index finger. Then that player needs to pass that tech deck card to another player's index finger without touching. The frisbee test. One player frisbee or throws the tech deck in a spinning manner to another player who's at least 3 feet or 0.9 meters away. The House of Cards tests. You have to build a 3-story house of cards. Here's an example of challenge number 2, where you're trying to get past Helblindi the guard. One person says, now that we're past challenge 1, getting onto Loki's estate, we're at challenge number 2, getting past Helblindi the guard. We need some kind of plan. We could have one of us distract him, and then the team guard person overpowers him by knocking him out from behind. Does that sound like a plan? The second person says, that could work, and we could have one of us watch for an opportune moment to cause a distraction. The third person says, Helblindi is the groundkeeper, so maybe we could just do this while he's outdoors? The fourth person says, okay, that sounds like a plan. Let's execute it. I'll reveal a card. We reveal a 9-value card from the deck. So something went wrong with the attempt, and we'll have to come up with a different approach. So they'll discuss and create a new approach to reveal another card. The security system. Once the players have bypassed all 3 challenges, they then have to bypass the security system. Loki has installed a special security system which requires a particular sequence of keys to be pressed to bypass it. The keys are represented by face-down tech deck cards laid out in a grid of face-down cards. The players must reveal the code as a sequence of 3 or 4 pairs based on the number of players. For a 2 to 5 player game, use a 4x4 grid of cards with a 3-digit passcode. Use cards of values 1 through 8 in 2 different suits or 2 different domains. For a game with more than 6 players or more, you'll use a 5x5 grid with a 3-digit passcode. And then you'll use values 1 through 12 in 2 domains and 1 value 13 card. To deactivate the security systems, players try to get matches by revealing pairs of cards. Players must reveal 3 pairs in an ascending sequence with 7 attempts for a 4x4 grid and 3 pairs in ascending sequence with the 9 attempts for a 5x5 grid. Gameplay. One attempt constitutes revealing a pair of cards. If the first 2 revealed cards match in value, the players get to reveal another pair of cards. And if that second pair revealed also match in value and have a value exactly 1 higher than the first pair, the players get to reveal a third pair. If the third pair also matches and has a value exactly 1 higher than the value of the second pair, they've cracked the keypad code and proceed to cracking the safe. If at any time a revealed pair of cards do not match in value, turn over all the revealed cards and proceed to the next attempt. If the players reach the maximum number of attempts before solving the keypad code, the alarm sounds and they must flee, ending in failure. Gameplay is cooperative and players may discuss what to reveal, but may not take notes and must rely on their collective memory to reveal matching pairs. Grid setup. Here we have a 4x4 grid of face-down tech deck cards as a setup for a 2 to 5 player game. Here in this example, the players have revealed a pair of cards, revealing a pair of sixes which match, so they get to continue and reveal a second pair of cards. However, in that second pair of cards, they reveal a 7 of service and a 9 of knowledge, which do not match, so that attempt is over and they move on to their next attempt. In the following attempt, they reveal a pair of sixes, which match, so they get to continue to reveal a second pair of cards. In the second pair of cards they reveal a 7 service and 7 of technology, which also match and have a value exactly one higher than the first pair, which was a 6. So the players get to turn over a third pair of cards. And in their third pair of cards, they reveal a pair of 8s, an 8 of science, and an 8 of service, which also match and has a value one higher than the previous pair that was revealed, a pair of 7s. And so they've cracked the security system and get to move on to the safe. Safe cracking. You choose someone to be the code master to administer the code for the group. Loki's safe has a 6-digit code represented by 6 tech deck cards. The code master shuffles the tech deck and takes the top 6 tech deck cards and places them face down in a row to form the code. Only the code master can look at the cards and may look at them at any time. If 3 or 4 cards in the code have the same values, the code master shuffles the code cards back into the deck and redraws a new code. The rest of the cards form the draw deck. The objective is for the players to deduce the value and domains of the 6 cards that comprise the code within 7 attempts. Players will draw 10 cards to begin with. Then they make a guess by placing 6 cards face up in a row beneath the code. The code master then rotates the guess cards to give clues about the code. If the players have deduced both the domain and value of a digit in the code, then that position, the code master reveals the code card by turning it over. A value match. If a guess card matches the value of the code card in that position, the code master rotates the guess card 180 degrees, turning it upside down. A domain match. If the guess card matches the domain or suit of a code card in that position, the code master tilts the guess card 45 degrees. Displaced. If the guess card value is in the code but not in that particular position, the code master turns that card sideways or 90 degrees. If the value of the card is not in the code at all, the guess card is not changed. Between attempts, players draw a card until they have 10 cards in hand, and as players get more information about the code, some cards will be dead cards. So at any time, at any number of times during a turn, players may discard 2 cards to draw a card from the draw deck. Carry forward cards. Due to a limited number of cards after guessing and drawing, players may carry forward guess cards from any prior round into the next round's guess. Maintain the orientation of the forwarded guess cards. Victory. If the players have deduced all 6 digits of the code, they've opened the safe and won the game. Here we see an example of guessing the cards and the code master setting the cards. So the code cards you see are in the first row, and this is the player's guessed attempt number 1. They play a 13 of knowledge and a 13 of science. Because the values match the 13s, the code master will turn those cards upside down. In the third position, the players have played a 3 of science, and because the card matches the suit or domain of the third code card, the code master will tilt that card 45 degrees, indicating that it's a suit match. Displaced. In the fourth position, the players have played a 2 of knowledge in the 4th digit, and that value 2 card is in the code, but not in the 4th position. And so the code master will turn that card 180 degrees, turning it, or 90 degrees, turning it sideways. Absent. In the 5th and 6th position, the players have played a 10 of science and a 12 of service, and those are absent, so there's no 10s or 12s anywhere in the code, and the guess cards are not altered. For their second guess, the players decide to carry forward the two 13s. They play a 6 of knowledge, a 7 of knowledge, a 2 of science, and a 9 of service. In this case, the 6 of knowledge in the third position is a value match, and so therefore the players have deduced both the suit and the value of the card, and so the Codemaster turns over the card. The 7 of knowledge is unchanged, and the 2 of science is turned 90 degrees, placed on its side, indicating that the 2 is in the code, but it's not in the 5th position, and so now the players know that there must be a 2 somewhere else in the code. End of game. Host a heist end of game. It ends either when the safe is cracked or the players have failed in one of their objectives. Victory. The players collectively win if they have reached the safe and cracked it, retrieving the mighty sword of Avalon. Otherwise, the players have collectively failed some part of the mission. Tech deck concept. The tech deck has 3 key concepts. It modernizes classic playing cards, bringing them into the 21st century. You can use it for any classic card game, and unique game effects create interesting interactions and provide replayability. It's versatile. The small form factor is easy to carry wherever you are, whomever you're with, and wherever you like, you can enjoy gaming. Games long and short, casual and serious. It's a game platform. The tech deck is a game platform you can play many games with. They'll appeal to different audiences, speaking to hardcore gamers, non-gamers, party settings, and family settings. The tech deck family of games and game genres. Tech Grid Poker is two-dimensional poker with card abilities. Tech City, City of Cards is a semi-cooperative tile-laying city-building game. Tech Exchange explores the real-time genre of games where players exchange stocks. Tech Chess is a chess variant where the tech deck cards represent chess pieces that you can use their abilities, you can upgrade, and build new pieces. Years of Industry explores the personalized card game space with a customizable head-to-head game. Elevator Pitch is a creative party game and idea generation tool. Cardle is a head-to-head code breaking, a deduction and puzzle game. Chronological Learn Through Time is an educational genre game and a history-based family and party game, and also doubles as a trivia game. Peer-to-peer cooperative deck building game is a cooperative game and a deck builder. Cardoku Head-to-Head Sudoku is a puzzle-solving genre game. Newsworthy, a conversational game, has the players search the internet as a source of conversation. Card Barrage, a dexterity tower defense game, fits into the genres of dexterity games and tower defense games. Prisoner's Trilemma, game theory in action, puts game theory into practice using payout matrices. Tricks of the Trade, trading and trick-taking is a negotiation and trading trick-taking game. And of course, Host a Heist dinner party, where players plan a heist and crack a safe. Thank you for watching this video, and it gives you an in-depth view of how to play Host a Heist dinner party. Be sure to check out my YouTube channel and my website for resources and rules and videos for all the other tech deck family of games. Thank you.
Hi, welcome to a Host a Heist dinner party, and this is going to be a playthrough of some of the game. We'll read through the introduction and we'll get through the some of the challenges so you see the game being played in real time. I have here with me two of my playtesters, Ken and Liz. Okay, and I'm just going to set the camera like this. Okay. So, a Host a Heist dinner party is basically the backstory is, in the city of Avalon was founded hundreds of years ago. The mighty sword of Avalon was crafted by its finest weaponsmiths. It has great sentimental value and was the pride and joy of its citizens. They used it in ceremonies and events, and it was crafted from the finest steel and has a jewel-encrusted hilt. The sword has been passed down through the generations and has come to represent the heart and soul of Avalon. The sword was stolen from the city reliquary in a daring caper. The players are a team of investigators, and our heroes have learned that from recent evidence that implicates a thief who goes by the nickname Loki as the thief who stole the mighty sword of Avalon from the city reliquary. The players are planning to execute a heist to return the ceremonial sword and retrieve it back from Loki and return it back to the city, restoring the respect of its citizens. Loki's estate is protected by a guard, a Rottweiler, and a security system, and the sword is in a large safe on the estate. So we have here the estate, and the first challenge is that we have to discuss how we would get onto the estate and how we would get into the estate.
Yeah, I would say if you could, this is supposed to be isolated like six miles away from any other house. You could say you had to use the bathroom. I think, especially as for a woman, that would be, some way to get in, because they'd maybe be more likely to open the house to a woman than a man, or they'd say, "Go out in the bushes."
Yeah,
right. Sounds like
actually,
a good idea.
so Loki's estate is a private. Loki is a private, reclusive individual. His estate is in a secluded rural area off a lonely country road in a wooded area. And as you see, his mansion has 3 garages, a pool, 26 rooms, and Loki is often home, but he travels regularly. So the estate has 4 security cameras, and the nearest home is miles away, and the nearest drive to town is 6 miles away. So maybe we would also want to watch to scope the place out, to observe it, to see when Loki is away, right? That would probably be the most opportune.
That's true.
He does travel, right? So.
What about the guard? Did the guard ever leave?
Because he's
So the guard is the next challenge. So maybe just I think that's a good idea to we just go up and say we need to use the bathroom. Okay. So the way this works is you take the deck, you shuffle it, and then you're gonna reveal a card. If the card is value 1 through 4, your attempt failed, and you have to do a physical test. You have to do a fail test, and to try again. So on a 5 through 9, something goes wrong, and the attempt goes awry, and it doesn't work. But you can try something else. So then you'll discuss again and to try. So let's flip with the card, and on a 10 through 13, we succeed. So it was a 5. So so something went wrong. And maybe nobody was home, or maybe nobody answered, or something went wrong, basically. So we have to come up with a different alternate plan of how to get onto the estate and how to...
So what do you think about, I think you mentioned...
maybe potentially like claiming there's an emergency, maybe a gas leak in the area. They can see if they want to see if there's a leakage in the building. That's a possibility.
Let's give it a try.
Yeah, and we can maybe rent a car, like a utility truck or something.
Get some uniforms.
Get some uniforms.
Sure,
Yeah, I like that.
put like a magnet on the side with something. Yeah.
Right, right. Okay, that's a good idea. All right, so so claiming that there's an emergency in the area, or some kind of gas leak, and with getting up in the suits and uniforms and renting a truck. So a 13, that succeeds. And we get to go on to our next challenge. The next challenge is Helblindi the guard. So the Loki estate has 1 armed security guard, Helblindi, who lives in the estate. He doubles as Loki's assistant and grounds caretaker. He has access to small arms and may shoot on sight, citing trouble. And he has a daily seasonal routine caring for the estate and a regular patrol route, and he does take trips into town to get groceries and sundry goods. So we have to discuss how we would deal with Helblindi the guard.
Now, at this point, we can't really get on the estate without him, so we can't really come in when he's not here, right? So I don't know if we have any way of monitoring when his route is around the estate to inspect things, and maybe try to do our thing until he starts inspecting, and then we'll have more free access. So that way, what do you think about that?
Could we get on the estate if he's not there, if Loki is not traveling?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I think so the idea of there was some sort of emergency, I guess we can assume that he's there to answer the door. So
Maybe, like you said, case just do a little bit of a casing of the joint.
That's a good
figure
idea.
out when he goes into town, if he goes on a regular basis.
also maybe when he's out doing yard work and stuff, he's the
Yeah.
groundskeeper.
Yeah.
And also maybe, you know, there has to be, he's got to prepare meals and stuff. So, you know, can watch his sort of daily routine, and then what do you want to do?
Yeah.
Knock him out, taser him.
Maybe.
So
You
when we're
know-
inside and we're saying we're doing the gas leak thing, we'll be inside the house. I mean, we could just knock him out.
Maybe you could
taser him.
flirt with him.
Or we can, or
Right?
or we can, you know, bring gas masks and knock him out with gas or something, or, you know, something like that. Even a dart gun or something like put him, you know, to put him unconscious. What do you call it?
Right.
Tranquilizer dart.
Yes,
Mhm.
tranquilizer
Yeah.
dart.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's not
good
bad. All right, let's try that. So the attempt to tranquilize Helblindi. Hey, a 13, that succeeds.
All
Okay.
right.
So the next and third challenge is the guard dog. So Fenrir the guard dog, he's a black and tan guard dog, sturdy trained Rottweiler. He's 3 years old, weighs 110 pounds, 50 kilograms, and it's in its prime. He does have a front right leg injury from a past, but he can still run, and he'll bark at any stranger it sees that will alert Helblindi, the home guard. He'll attack to detain any intruder, and he's free range of the grounds and doesn't have any sort of regular routine.
So, I mean, I was thinking a couple of things. We can, if we brought something like a steak or something that he would be interested in. I'm an animal trainer, so I'm sure I could find something he would like. And the two options are we could put some kind of tranquilizer in the food, or we could actually use the same tranquilizer gun with a different dosage for the dog.
That's a good idea. And once we're in the estate too, and we're all doing this all at once when tranquilizing Helblindi,
Yeah, we'll have
as
to.
suspecting that will be an opportune moment to also take out Fenrir. And also, once, you know, I'm sure when we immediately go into the place, Helblindi would say, "Oh no, these are people who are working on the house," so I'd probably give him some command to say, you know, calm down.
Yeah, yeah.
That's good. Okay, I think that all hangs together. So let's give that a try. And remember, on a 10 through 13, we succeed. Hey, look at that. Okay, very good. Okay, so we're past the 3 challenges, and now we have to get past the security system. And the way the security system works is that you're going to take out the cards 1 through 8 in 2 different suits. Here I have the science and knowledge cards, and you're going to lay them out in a 4x4 grid. I'm just going to shuffle them up. Okay, and we're going to lay them out in a 4x4 grid. Okay, and now we get to turn over pairs of cards, and the idea is that you're looking for a sequence of 3 pairs. So, for example, a pair of 6s, then a pair of 7s, and then a pair of 8s, or a pair of 2s, and then a pair of 3s, and then a pair of 4s. And when you turn over a pair, if it matches, you get to turn over another pair, so you can kind of go again. But if they don't match, then your attempt fails. And you've got 7 attempts to find a sequence. So all right, so so here we go. Now you have to rely on the player's memories. You can't take notes. Gameplay is cooperative, and this represents the security system. Then you have to find the sequence of keys in order to get past it. Okay.
Do you want to use a die to keep track of how many times we get it wrong?
Sure. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, this is our first try, number 1. Okay. Okay. So go ahead, Liz.
Okay, we'll just flip over 2.
Yep. 7 and a 2. Okay.
Okay.
27.
So put it back over.
Yep.
Okay.
That's not a match, so we have to flip them over. And Ken, you get to flip over 2 cards. That's a 2 and a 7. We have to rely on our memory. Ooh, 2. Hey, we found the 2s before. Okay. So
We have to flip the die to 2.
this is our attempt number 2. Yep. now because this is a pair, and you get to flip over another card.
Do we only have tries when we
7
fail? Like, do
So
we turn the die?
every attempt consists of turning over a pair of cards, and if you get a pair, you can go again. Okay, and so long as you're turning over pairs, you can keep going. If the next pair is an incremental sequence, so basically, the next pair you have to turn over is a 3, and if it is a 3, you get to go again.
Okay.
But if it's not a 3, even if it's a pair, like this, we know this is a 7, right? If you found the pair of 7s, that wouldn't be the next increment to 2. You'd have to. That would be an attempt.
Gotcha.
Okay, so 4 and 5. Okay. So
Now we turn the die.
yeah, so that's the end of attempt 2, and we go on to attempt 3. Okay, and I'm
So
going
you
to
would
turn
have to
over
remember where the ones you turned over
Yep.
the mastery.
3. 2 and 3, that's really good, right?
Mm-hmm.
And 4. That's really good because we know 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, and 5, right? So we're in fact that would, if we turned over the pair of 2s, the pair of 3s, and a pair of 4s, we would win. So okay, that's the end of attempt 3. We're on to attempt 4 now.
I don't think we've tried this one yet, right?
I think I did.
You did?
That one was 5.
4 and 5, yeah, 4 and 5.
Okay, these two?
I think these two. This is a 4.
Oh, okay, you didn't put them together, okay. 6.
That's not going to help us. Oh, but the
3.
3 is.
3 is, yeah.
So okay, so so I think we've got this. Hopefully,
Is it your turn now?
That's your turn.
My turn?
So the 2s, which means you get to go again. 3s. Very.
Oh!
Failed.
All right.
Epic
Okay.
fail.
Rats.
My turn. This is attempt number 6.
Oh boy.
Oh dear.
So a 2, a 3. So we have revealed a 2, which means we get to go
Those the
again.
4s?
Because the 3 is a pair also, and it's 1 higher exactly than 2s, we get to go again. And we have
Hey!
4s, which is 1 higher than 3s, and we succeed.
We
All right.
did
Yay!
So
Good job.
this is not a full playthrough of the game, but it gives you a sense of how to get past the challenges, use some creativity, and discuss how to get past the challenges, get onto the estate, get past the guard, Hellblindi the guard, and Fenrir the dog, and then get past the security system, and then the final part is cracking the safe. So be sure to check out the play guide video, which goes into deep detail about how to play and all the rules, and also check out the other Technic videos. Thank you.